Good day, traders. My name is Coach Daniel from FX Insights, and welcome back to another segment of News Trading. Today, August 20, we have some news that will affect the movement of exchange rate for the Canadian dollar. So that would be the Consumer Price Index month on month, trimmed and median year on year. So let's dive in and let's see what happened with the data. So let's start off with July 16. So upon opening right here on this bar, so this green bar right here, so it did go down up to this low that is 17.2 pips, and then it increased to 29.7, reaching this high, and eventually it closed out here. So the movement is actually on a ranging market if you look at the chart. Next up there, we have June 25 upon opening from this point up to this high point right here. That is a 42.5 pip movement. So that is bullish for the Canadian dollar. Next up, we have this is May 21. So this red bar right here, that is a 41.8 pip movement up to this point, and it actually rallied even further, reaching this point here. So that is bearish for the Canadian dollar. Next up, this is April 16. So this is that bar right here. So that is a 36.8 pip movement up to this point only, and it actually still went further than that, reaching this point. So that's a lot more pips going down. Next up, we have this one is for March 19. Initial reaction is it did go down to 42 pips. So from this open to the low, and after that, it actually rallied upward. So there might be some sort of support right here at this point. That might be why the market reversed right away. Okay, so looking at the information we have here, so we have CPI month on month, median CPI year on year, and the trimmed CPI year on year. So this will come out all at the same time. So looking at how the market reacted, so for July 16, it did go for a ranging market. So looking at July 16 right here, previous is 0.6. So the forecast was for it to go lower. It actually went even further than that, so that is bearish. This one right here is expected to remain the same. It actually went down. So this one forecasted to go down, but it remained the same. So that might be why the at least for the market, it did move on a ranging market. Next up, June 25, expectation for CPI month on month is for it to go down. It actually increased. So this one for it to remain the same, increased. This one also forecasted to remain the same, but it did actually increase. So that might be why the movement for the Canadian dollar actually went up. May 21 forecast is for it to go down. That was accurate. This one right here also go down, and it went further than that. 3.2 forecast is 2.9. So roughly it is following this forecast right here. That is still accurate. April 16.3 forecast is for it to increase. It did actually increase. But for the median CPI, it was forecasted to remain the same. It did actually go down. Same with the trimmed CPI. The forecast was for it to remain the same, but it did actually go down as well. So that might be why April 16 movement for the Canadian dollar pushed the price to go down, even though the CPI month on month increased. And lastly, we have March 19. So the forecast was for it to go up. It did actually go up, but for the median CPI, the forecast was for it to remain the same, but it went down. Same for the trimmed CPI, remained the same, but it did actually go down. So that might be the reason why for March 19, Canadian dollar was bearish by 42 pips, but it did actually bounce up right away. So it is still supporting this claim that if the previous is less than the actual, that should be bullish for the Canadian dollar. And if the previous is greater than the actual, that should be bearish for the Canadian dollar. So what we looked at was the CAD JPY. So you could trade that, or you could trade any other currency pair that you think might move the way you expect it to. Now, in terms of the forecast, let's look at the Forex Factory. So let's see right here. So this is for tonight. It will come out at 8:30 p.m. That is a forecast for CPI. The forecast is for it to increase. Median CPI is for it to go down by 0.1. Same for trimmed CPI. for it to go down. So what I'm expecting here is if the forecast is accurate, Canadian dollar might be bearish once the news comes out. But be very careful when you're entering your trade here. I do suggest waiting for the actual data to come out just so you have a set direction already when you enter your trade. So look at significant levels of support and resistance just so you know where the potential bounce of the price might be. So again, this is Coach Daniel. Thank you for tuning in and good luck on your trades.